we are going to learn how to create a beautiful activity indicator in Xamarin form. Whatever the default activity indicator we have, most of the time we required in the defined text, defined image to load. So basically now we'll create a customized activity indicator, and which can be used in a different image, a different text, a different color, as well as we can pass the different content view template as well. So before starting the implementation, let's have a scenario like our default activity indicator is just moved and round progress bar that is surrounding. But if anybody wants to put it in the some different image, like based on their own choice, it's not possible easily. So that's why we are going to implement this customized activity indicator, where you can just pass any type of image, any type of text, any pages. You can use as a dialog box as well. You can use as a activity indicator as well. So just start about the implementation. Let me open the Visual Studio and let me create a new project. We'll learn step by step how to implement the activity indicator. And let me select app. We can select any one blank page. We are going to give the app name. We're just creating the project in Xamarin form. So by the time it's creating the project, let me have a talk on that, how we're going to create it. We are going to create a platform specific, the renderer. We are going to use renderer as for this custom control. Okay, so basically we are going to start with iOS first. Okay, let me just run this, if it is running properly or not. So what we are going to do is, first we have to create a interface. We have to use the renderer, so we need to create an interface in that common project. Let me add a folder. We'll give a name, so it's giving welcome Xamarin form. So we'll give interfaces. Okay, so we'll add a new interface called activity my activity indicator. Great. the interface. Let me have a I'll add some button over here to check the indicator. So I'll put it orientation and vertical. We'll use button text open indicator. Okay, and this we can use as the MABM pattern as well. From view model also you can open the activity indicator. So it's basically you can bind in the context and you can open it. So that's here. Let me go to the interface. Now I'm going to create here two method. One is open or show, we can whatever, void open indicator, and this should be a content page. Okay, and another one going to have for closing that indicator, close indicator. We have these two method, and we need to implement in the iOS platform. So we'll create a class here, new class. We can give a indicator iOS, I can probably give activity indicator iOS. So from here we have to implement this two class. This interface we have to implement. Implement this. Okay, so now we have to tell the assembly or compiler that this through the dependency injection we need to call this all this method from the common project. So we need to tell the assembly that it's based on interface. So we have to implement Xamarin forms dot dependency. Okay, so type of our this class, type of this class. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to create a native control from the Xamarin form control. So now let me create one page over here which can be used as a activity indicator page. So we can add new file, content page. We can give a indicator page. Okay, so now in the indicator page we are just basically implementing the indicator and text you want to display. For example, great. This has to cover the whole part, so we are just using fill and expand. Okay, now I will use two row, one is for text, another one is for image. The first grid can be used for the whole window to cover, the transparent window, and this is the second grid, will be used for the text and the image you want. I'll just put some text. Loading, please wait. And this grid center, vertical also center. Okay, so let's go back to our native renderer control. So here what we have to do is, the common form we have implemented now, here we need to, using the renderer factory of the Xamarin Forms, we can create the native view. So first we will declare UI view. We'll declare here UI view. Native view. Okay, and then we have to create the native view here, so we can use create native view or control. We can just copy paste this. Okay, if it is not initialized, we'll call the create native view page. Okay, now we are going to create the control over here. this is just to know what is happening locally if any error comes, but for your real project you can use as to log the exception. Okay, so we'll check if page is not equal to null, and then we are going to create it. First we need to make this who is the page parent. Page parent will assign as that our current page content page is the parent, so you will take it forms dot application dot current dot main page should be the parent page, otherwise it will create a issue in the stack, navigation stack. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use the Xamarin form renderer factory to create the native control from that screen, whatever the content page we are passing it. Okay, first let me set the layout, otherwise when we will create we will not get the proper layout, we will get a 0 everything, so display will not happen. New rectangle. Okay, so always it should be 0 because we are starting x and y 0, and we are going to use the full full window height and width. So width and then full window height. Okay, the layout is created. Now we are going to create the native renderer. So here is the actually magic happened. It will give you the native view whatever we have passed from our Xamarin form. So what we are going to use is Xamarin dot form dot platform we have to use this one. Other whatever we had that all deprecated. Now this is the new we should use, the page we are passing. Okay, now we have to assign this native view. So native renderer dot native view. Okay, now we are going to assign the initialize is equal to 2. Okay, that's all. We have created our control very easily over here, and then after creating we have to attach it to our main window. Okay, so what we are going to do is here, if native view is not equal to null, then we are going to attach it UI application shared application dot key window. It's very simple. We have the add sub view. Okay, and we are going to add this native view. Okay, and also you need to make the transparent, so the alpha value we can put it as 0.6 as your requirement, you can put it. Okay, now let's have a look how it works. And the main grid, probably background color, I'll put it as white. Okay, let's run the application. Okay, before that we need to call this from the button click. Okay, so we have to use this interface to call that. Okay, from the code behind you can call this, or if you are using MBBM design pattern, you can call from your view model. Okay, dependency service get I'm using it globally so that it will not create more and more instances. Now we need to create the indicator page instance. New indicator page, and we need to pass to my activity indicator dot open indicator. Okay, we need to pass this page. That's all we are going to do. That's the implementation we have done for iOS. Now just for I know to wait for a second, we'll just use a device timer here. Okay, start timer, time span from seconds, you'll use for 4 seconds, then we'll just call the my activity indicator after 4 seconds. I'm going to close that. Okay, that's all. Now let's run the application. We'll see if it's working or not. Okay, so the button came last. Let me put it top or probably center, vertical center. No? Okay, that's okay. Probably I'll give some background color, light gray. Okay, now let's see if I tap it. See, we can see it's loading its game. It is running for, and it is opacity we have set it 0.6, so its whole window is covering. Sorry, we didn't implement the close indicator, so we have to implement to close as well. Okay, so whatever we have, just you need to remove it from superview. That's all. We'll make it a bit of color changes for the background so that we can understand the changes on the screen. I'll put background color as light sky blue. Let's see now what's the screen color is coming. So it's very simple, you can see step by step. It's so easily we can implement our own customized. Okay, this color looks very different, light. Light. And let's see this. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to tap it, so you can see it's loaded and background is here. So again it's gone. Okay, so how easily we could implement our own custom control which will covering the whole, so it is not tappable. So now if we want to put an image, let's see, we'll put some default image over here. Probably size I will put it as 100. Based on your requirement you can implement the size. And let me see if we have any none of the resources available. Any default resource? No resource. Okay, so let me go inside this if I have anything, so that use the same images. Okay, so probably I will take any icon of this default icon. I will copy. Okay, let me copy to the resources. Oh, we have resources as well. Okay, so we are going to use this icon. I need to add this. Okay, and I will put here not png. I have to rerun because I have added the new resource file. So let's run. Yeah, so you can see the image is loaded. Okay, see here we can use probably this indicator background other than white we can use some different color. Let's see if it allows. Any different color. See, we can use this color as well. Okay, so okay, we need to fix this row. It's going both in the same. Anything, whatever your choice, you can put it. Okay, so now you can see, so easily we can create our own custom control, and this is so flexible that from here you can pass any content page based on your requirement, based on your design, and it will automatically will take care about the popping up. So it can be as a dialog pop-up, it can be as an activity indicator, different in. And next session, next video, we'll learn how to implement customized way different screen, different images, different text as per the bindings. And we'll also learn the Android part, how we are going to add the renderer in the Android. Thank you friends. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you.